Okay. Hello, good afternoon. We are now live on YouTube. So, Ma'am and Sir, kindly visit again our Facebook group of this meeting para maklik na to ang link sa live stream sa YouTube. Sir Marky Donio, we are now good to go. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our district and service training. I hope you had a good lunch, just like me. Without further ado, we will proceed right away to the presentation of the different reading innovations. Shall we have from SPED of MCES?
Okay, let us welcome now the presenters from the SPED Department of Maramag Central Elementary School with the proponents, Ma'am Janet Ardales, Ma'am Queenie Cipriano, Ma'am Mayan Yes, Rema Femi Cayabas, and Cynthia Libago. So, kinsa mo present ani sila karon?
Janet Ardales, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Noted. You may now start, ma'am, the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. May I off the cam, please? Okay.
Nakawag ka?
Ano ito? Sa dance naman. Okay. Kaya lagi magwahan nun. Asan na ito i-share?
Wait lang.
Huh?
Sure na ba ka?
Ano? Chat phone, full screen.
After the SPED, kanang please prepare na yung kinder department for your presentation.
Okay.
Ma'am Janet, are we now
Okay,
ready?
is it visible to everyone already?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. Oh. Okay.
Ano?
Ma'am, ang imo na present isa na tong screen.
Okay. ICT.
Wait na. Pare na ako.
Ikaw lang sa daan ng imo, i-open sa daan ng imuhang PowerPoint, ma'am. And open
PowerPoint
sa
and first.
Okay naman doon.
Okay. Stop sharing. Malagay na.
Tapos ako sa gawin na nawag. Job! Wait sa job. Nawala tong ganihan job. Ay, wait sa. Job! PowerPoint na lang. Nana? I-open na mo. Sa isa mo. Wait lang. Pero siya i-minimize. Ayan, hindi ka direct. Diba, ito siya sharing. Ano lang po ang ano. Net.
Di ba okay naman to ganina?
Dani. Isa. Ako na itong isunod yung tag ni Job, eh. Wala kong isa ko full screen o window. Lang. Martin, nasa pag United States naman eh. Nasa naman eh. Tabang kalangitan, nasa ni.
Okay, dili sa akin. Desa na.
Isa be. Isa pa nga. Kaya lagi na. Tabang isa ter be. Di siya ter ay. Oh. Hindi ka ba sa ginagawa? Iya ka dapat. Kaya na dyan ka na X. Hindi ka siya niya gani. Stop sharing sabi. Stop sharing. So, struggle ta gamay no sa atong technicalities. I think we will move on to kinder. Is it okay? Sir Mark, okay na,
Yes,
we will
ma'am.
proceed and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
we will go back to SPED later.
Later na.
Yes. Okay, let us
Kinder lang.
welcome our presenters and proponents from Kinder of MCES.
Isa lang. Ha? Ano ba? Okay.
Ma'am, visible? Visible ako, ma'am, sa...
Yes, you are visible.
Okay. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am Margiti Labio from Kindergarten Department. So my task for today is to introduce my proposal about Amazing Alphabet, entitled Amazing Alphabet.
Messenger video.
Okay. Introduction. Learning the alphabet is an important step in the process of learning how to read. Children can start learning to read as early as preschool age. Learning to read always begins with the ability to recognize individual words. Words consist of 9 letters, and those letters to sounds. A child cannot learn to read without previous knowledge of the alphabet. That is why parents and teachers should start with the alphabet holistically, not just saying the names of the letters, but also the sounds. This educational innovation generally aims to develop the learning skills of the kindergarten pupils. So especially in the process of learning how to read. It aims to develop their mastery in producing sounds of every letters. A methodology. The ability to identify the letter sounds of the alphabet is a foundation step in every learner's literacy knowledge. So there are countless ways to practice these skills, and it can be challenging to know which one are most effective and engaging in time of a pandemic. So the question that comes into our minds is how do most kids learn to read without coming here in school? So at this time, parents play the big role in part of their child's learning. So we consider them as springboard in learning acceleration of their child. So we can tap our parents to help us. So through video call, phone calls, or even when the time they're going to get their module. So if ever na sila yung mga pangutana, we can share to them unsaon nila pagtudlo ang ilang mga anak. So teach them the process on how to facilitate the learning of their child and on how to adapt and apply the innovation to their child. So the development and utilization of this proposed innovative teaching aids adheres the learning development of the pupils, which states that teachers need to become active, constructivist of meanings derived from instruction. So using this innovation, the pupils' skills will be developed and improved. Teacher needs to foster critical thinking and create active and motivated learners. So a constructivist approach frees teacher to make decisions that will enhance and enrich student development. Children are known to have potential learning skills in their early stage level. So therefore perform well with the aid and help of visual aids and constructional materials that are visually appealing. They could learn well with the aid of pictures, designs, colorful materials, and visually captivating learning tools. So I have here the materials to be used. Okay. Example ni siya or a concept ni siya sa mga materials na gamiton. This starts with letter A to letter Z. So, letter A, then natin siya picture. Kani siya nga pag-introduce sa mga bata is repetition. Dapat siya balik-balikon para ma-decode sa mga bata. Ma-retain ang sounds at the same time ang picture. So, dapat magamit ta og pictures, daghan nga pictures para dili gid malimtan sa bata. Starts with letter A, padulong sa Z. Thank you everyone. That's all. Ma'am Sha?
May padaling ikaw, hindi mo. Siguro, tagtawag sa iyo.
Wala na ginaon ako ang kuan.
Ano ko?
Another question?
Nabalik na daw siguro sa question.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Margie. Love you for your presentation on the amazing alphabet. Some comments and suggestions will be given later na at the end of all the presentations. This time, let us welcome the next presenter still from kindergarten, Ma'am Roxanne B. Paulican. Virtual applause to her, please.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Roxanne B. Paulican of Maramag Central Elementary School, kindergarten teacher. And I'm so very happy to be with you all this afternoon. So, I'm here to present my reading innovation entitled Unang Lakad.
Wait for a while, sir. Kadit lang din.
Kinain. Gamay na provide.
Alahi,
Sir Mark.
Hindi mabasang
Sir Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
Anang kusog din ha ang tingog ni Ma'am Labio.
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Kang Ma'am Labio sa pag-present niya sa hinay ang among laptop. Hinay ba? Unsaon man ni siya, sir?
I-try daw ko check ang volume sa inyong laptop, ma'am, kung maximum na ba.
Ma'am.
Kay kusog man siya sa ako ang laptop.
Pero ako, sir, kusog ko din ha sa imo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome.
Okay.
So again, sir,
Klaro naman, sir.
Sorry for the delay. Medyo na-like gamay nga koan. Okay. Okay. So, interruptions sa gamay. So, again, good afternoon. So, here's my presentation of my reading innovation, Unang Lakang for Kindergarten. So, introduction. So, as we know, this school year of many firsts, COVID-19 pandemic brought about many firsts in the history of education system in the country. As the traditional face-to-face setup is not advisable, so we are open for many ideas. For the first time, classes was online distance learning, modular distance learning, and television radio-based instruction. But here in Maramag Central Elementary School, we adapt the online distance learning and modular distance learning. And so this changes is very big, but then it is an opportunity as well as a challenge to all of us. So learning to read is an exciting milestone for kindergarten. So early reading skills include letter recognition, phonemic awareness, decoding, blending, and sight word recognition. So Unang Lakang, which is my reading innovation, will be a big help for the kindergarten pupils. It is an online distance learning because we show videos, presentation, and a modular distance learning because we will give worksheets to each pupils. It is fitted very well to the new normal education here in our country. So, the methodology of Unang Lakang aims to help kindergarten not only to identify letters, but to learn the sounds as well of each letters. Then writing is also the main concern because we will going to teach the children how to write correctly the letters. Then videos will be shown, and then after that, worksheets will be given to each pupils for them to answer. Then use the Morocco, in this making of the reading innovation, I use the Morocco approach, the sounding out or the deciphering, which is understanding and interpreting or identifying the letters. Then the participants of these innovations are the 50 pupils of Kindergarten Violet at the morning and the afternoon session. So, Unang Lakang believes reading is important because it develops our thoughts, gives endless knowledge. So let's start to read. So here are my instructional materials. This is a video clips of my video presentation. Hope you like it. Okay, so that is a very short clip. Pasample lang na siya. Abitin ba? So, in that video also, I will teach the kids or the pupils how to write correctly the letters. And this is also the worksheets. I need this a workbook, and the content is, the example is here. So, this is one of the sample of the worksheets to be given to the pupils. Then they will answer this. An example is you color the letters, you choose letter A, then tracing, then you write the letter A, then give the initial sound or the beginning sound of the object. So here it is also the example, letter M. So children will be given each workbook sheets to be answered after all the discussion or each letters. So walay magmahay nga bata. So evenly they will give in each worksheets. So that's it. That's my Reading Innovation Unang Lakang. So thank you very much, and I'm so happy in here. Thank you again.
Stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Roxanne.
Thank you also, sir.
I'm so excited with innovations of the kindergarten.
Ako na, no?
So, it's our SPED department right now.
Yes, I'll spend. Sorry. Cancel na lang sa ako.
Kung wala pa ang SPED, let us proceed to grade 1.
Yes, sir. For a while, sir.
Ma'am Churel Luyones.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, ladies and gentlemen, a virtual applause to our grade 1 teacher reading presenter, Ma'am Churel Luyones. A virtual applause to her.
Wala na asa na paper? Ikaw, B? Kani, ako yung block. Kani, no. Kana, then share. From beginning. Wala lagi card. I am visible, sir.
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet daw. Okay, for a while, sir.
Okay. Okay na.
Okay na, sir?
Okay na, ma'am. Dako na lang siya.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Cheryl Leones, grade 1 teacher of Maramag Central Elementary School, presenting my reading innovation entitled Sound Me Out. Sound Me Out represents the letters conveying the learners. Sound me out for you to blend and read me out correctly. Its objective to improve learner skills on letter sound knowledge and sound blending skills to read words. Phonemic awareness is an essential step in learning to read. According to National Reading Panel, that effective reading instruction teaching children to break apart and manipulate the sounds in words, teaching them that these sounds are represented by letters of the alphabet, which can be blended together to form words. Early of the first quarter of the school year, 2019-2020, EGRA Arata pre-assessment tool was conducted and the result was, out of 34 learners, 18 of them have no knowledge of letter sound. As a teacher, I need to do something to address this problem. When opportunity came, and I am one of the teachers participated in the division seminar on Project CBR, and at the end of the session, we are required to make a reading material. An idea came into my mind that this material I am going to make to improve learner skills on letter sound knowledge and sound blending skills. The reading material that is merely made of a cartolina and a bond paper honor me that day. This manipulative material does not delve only in improving critical early reading skills, but it is engaging and fun for both teachers and learners. According to Poland and Lane 2016, manipulative letters for decoding practice an effective method of teaching reading, particularly in improving the phonological and decoding skill of students at risk for reading failure. As you can see, the manipulative instructional reading material improved my initiative to put on a board to use it easily for the learners. There are 4 phonological awareness tasks teachable for this material. These include rhyming words, blending syllable into words, segmenting words into onset and rhymes, and blending onset and rhymes into words. Word work lesson is also applicable for this material. It has a procedure to follow for teachers, parents, and learners. The material is useful to face-to-face classes and virtual platform and can be used by teachers, parents, and learners. The procedures for rhyming words. Set the material, like for example, at family. Let the learner push or pull the material on the first column for them to form rhyming words. Let the learner say the first sound.
Ma'am Cheryl.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, sir.
Ma'am, wala nagkuha ng imong slide. Wala.
Wala, nag-run siya diri sa ako, sir. Loading siguro, sir.
Sige.
Okay, naana ko sa procedure, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I found it.
Visible na siya, sir.
I-stop presenting daw sa ma'am dayon. Ibalik na po present.
Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. Car, nawala siya, Car. I-share daw na ako balik. Kani.
I-share din. Katuloy.
Kani ganina. I-stop sharing daw. Ako balik daw.
Balik gusto ko yung
Sa Chrome. Dali. Dali. O kani.
wala, balik ko sa promo.
Kani. So balik ko.
Ito na wala. Window.
Ano ko na sharing ako?
Pinuta ko naman.
Kani.
Share din. Ikaw nila.
Slideshow. Dili na siya. Nga niragid siya.
Hindi na?
Hindi naman siya slideshow. Ano ko ay? Sir, okay na siya, sir?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Ay, hindi mo man din option.
Late siya, sir. Ibalik daw. Ibalik daw ang share. Stop sharing sa daw.
Ano ba gusto mo?
Stop sharing daw siya.
Sige, internet ko na eh.
Stop sharing sa likar. Ikuan sa daw.
Naka-open mo ko ano.
Ibalik na ko.
Hindi mo gusto nag-ibig. Matanawan na ako. Hindi mo gusto.
Kaya.
Ay, delete. Left lang.
Ay, dili.
Sinting mo na yung screen.
Dili ang sa ang song. Pagpanahin. Stop sa daw. Ikuan sa daw, Harvey?
Ito mo, magiging yung sit.
Loading ako laptop.
Ganun, next action na din.
Sige, wala pa. Saan lang sa
I-share na mo.
share.
Hindi mo tama? Hindi ko rin siya ba? Ang from the beginning din.
From the beginning ko na kano, dapat i-slide siya kung hindi ko ganila laan.
Dito mo?
Wala pa din siguro.
Ganyan mo.
Gani. Saan ba ni?
Ano mo? Ano pa na?
Bro, wala pa nila nakita.
Ano ka na to?
Sir, okay na sir? Nakita na sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
dali
dali na po mag-start sa
Methodology na ta.
Procedure, sir? Or,
Methodology, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
okay.
Anak, sige.
Balik ko diri. Okay, sige. Suffer one. Okay. So, mag-start na ko diri sa rhyming word, sir. Okay ra?
Okay
Or
na kayo.
balik ko, sir?
Okay na, ma'am. Di na.
Okay, sige. Okay, sige. As you can see, the manipulative material improve my initiative to put on a board to use it easily for the learners. So there are four phonological awareness tests teachable for this material. So these include rhyming words, blending syllable into words, segmenting words into onset and rhymes, and blending onset and rhymes into words. So word work lesson is also applicable for this material. It has a procedure to follow for teachers, parents, and learners. The material is useful for face-to-face classes and virtual platform and can be used by teachers, parents, and learners. Okay, the procedures for rhyming words. Set the material, like for example, in an act family. Let the learner push or pull the letter on the first column for them to form rhyming words. Let the learner say the first sound, like for example, the second sound, the third sound, and blend the combined sound, mat. Read it again, mat. Procedures for blending syllables. Set the material, like for example, beg. Let the learner say the first sound, b, the second sound, the third sound, g. Let the learner blend the combined sound, beg, beg. Procedures for segmenting words into onset and rhymes. This means dividing one-syllable words into onset and rhymes. The onset is the initial consonant or consonant cluster of the word, and the rhyme is the vowel and consonant that follow it. Like for example, in the word peg, letter P is the onset and egg is the rhyme. Procedure: set the material. Like for example, in an egg family, let the learner push or pull the letter on the first column for them to segment words into onset and rhyme. Let the learner say the first sound, like for example, the second sound, the third sound, g. Let the learner blend the combined sound, leg. And for blending onset and rhymes into words, set the material. Like for example, the word kit and sit. Set the material into it family. Let the learner push or pull the letter on the first column to form onset and rhyme. Let the learner blend onset and rhyme into word. Like for example, it, hit, it, sit. Word work lesson is also applicable for this material. First one, start with the target word. Like for example, the word man. Let's build the word man with the letters. Now say the word sound by sound. What's the word? Yes, man. Second, decoding at the onset rhyme level. If we change the to an f at the beginning of the word, what word would we have? Yes, fan. Fan. Third one, encoding at the onset rhyme level. Show me how to change can to run so the pupil will manipulate the material. Yes, the r makes it say ran. Say it sound by sound. R, ran. level with real words. Now, change run back to fun. This one will be a little harder, so listen carefully. Change fan to fat. So the learner will manipulate the material following the instruction of the teacher. Decoding at the phoneme level. Now, if I change that a in fat to an e, what word do I have now? Yes, fit. Fit. Okay, and the last one, change challenge word. Now, for your challenge of the day, form at least 3 words. Say it sound by sound. Like, for example, the word mop. 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 For independent user, this is the procedure. Form a word, say the first sound, like for example, bag. So, b. The second sound, a. The third sound, g. Blend the combined sounds, bagged. Bagged. For virtual class, teacher facilitate instruction through Zoom, Google Meet, Messenger, or through video call, demonstrating how to use material to the parents or directly give the instruction to the learners. It could be the teacher will take video reading how to use the material and send the video to the respective account of the parents. But with those parents experiencing no technology, the teacher will make the material. Since the parents are going to school to get the modules, if the materials are ready, let the parents bring it at home with knowledge on how to use the material. If a certain parent is not capable of administering the materials, ask who among members of the family is capable, and the teacher will demonstrate the procedure. For my result and discussion, the material was first piloted in school year 2019-2020 among grade 1 Rosal learners. The materials was used during remedial classes and in teaching reading. There were 18 participating learners who was identified based on the results of the EGRA Arata. These identified learners have no knowledge on letter sound, were divided into 2 groups, 9 learners in the morning and 9 learners in the afternoon. Monday to Friday, individually taught phonics instruction using the material Sound Me Out. The teacher followed and applied the procedure given by the material. Sound Me Out is used, which first introduces the sound of the letters, teaching learners to blend sounds of the letters to be able to read by syllable and recognize words. So this series of activities done by the teacher together with the identified learners for 4 months from June to October respectively. After the target schedule, 3rd week of October, the teacher conducted a post-assessment on early grade assessment tool 3A, letter sound knowledge. The results showed that 18 identified learners have no knowledge on letter sound were able to develop and acquire letter sound knowledge and sound blending skills. This implies that the letter sound knowledge of the learners and sound blending skills will be developed through intensive teaching of phonics instruction using the material Sound Me Out. And for the recommendations, Sound Me Out can be used in teaching intensively phonemic awareness. The school head must introduce and recommend to use Sound Me Out as an instructional material in teaching decoding skills. Manipulative materials should be crafted for learners or of different learning styles. Sound Me Out can be adapted in school and district level for wider scope of its implementation. This also gives teacher to validate its result when conducted in wider scope. Teachers must teach parents to make Sound Me Out material for them to provide assistance for their children, since the material is not expensive and it's easy to make. And that's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cherelle, for your sounding out reading innovation. After this is already implemented last 2019, there are already mga supposedly proposals nga mga na-implement na, so we will segregate na lang dayon the implemented and the proposals, and we will just move on to the other level of challenge, which is in the implementation of the new normal. Thank you, Ma'am Che, and let us now proceed to
Yes, sir.
the grade 2 presenter. Ano ba tayo grade? Ma'am Karen.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wala to. Bar. Sige, balik ko.
Buta daw.
Pili man to, no? Kanin.
Eh, pero mo. Ano ito mo?
Dire?
Ayun ka naman.
Okay.
Ano kita to?
Ini? Ini ni mo.
Ay, itong bigas o. Ano niya?
Ikaw gani.
For a while, sir.
Ano yun? Ano yung mama?
Dili na mao iyo. I-out sa gani na ako ah.
X na ko na.
Oh, yes na. Oh. Mana to mong car? Okay. Sige, slide. Kasi parehas ako ganina bang wala.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Am I visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let us welcome the next presenter from grade 2 in Maramag Central School, Ma'am Karen Joy Bacosa, on reading innovation, mobility literacy. Virtual applause to her, please.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen Joy of Bacosa, of grade 2 teacher of Maramag Central Elementary School. And I am happy to present to you and to share to you my reading innovation entitled Mobility Literacy, attesting and proving the efficacy of SMS and audio in developing literacy. This study aims to improve the reading skills of the potential pupils having difficulty in reading during this pandemic. The participants of this reading innovations are 20 identified potential pupils. 15 were males and 5 are females. Ranges the age from 6 to 9 years old of grade 2 Yakal of Maramag Central Elementary School, Maramag 1 District of Bukidnon for early 2 months of October to November, school year 2020-2021. It is the fact that in many regions here in Bukidnon, mobile phone accessibly surpasses. The mobile phone is the window to the world and the primary electronic device in home. According to KD of 2001, the power of technology brings learning to parents and their children and breaks down barriers of accessibility. This afternoon, I am happy to introduce and share to you about mobility literacy, the testing and proving the efficacy of SMS and audio in developing literacy. Why mobility literacy? It is the easiest way to connect, follow up the parents and the children, especially in this time of distant learning. It is the most convenient tool for communication, affordable and easy to use.
Mobile phone with SMS and audio is enough for this study, and most people have a mobile devices of their own, even in rural and remote areas. The procedure. The implementation of the mobile literacy conducted and was given to the parents and students. Each parent with their pupils has its own mobile literacy for them to use. The reading was done at home and even during their free time, anytime, anywhere. The teacher gives the activities via text plus audio or SMS plus audio content as a daily basis over a period of 60 days. A printed reading materials is ready given to them, serves as a daily guide for the activities. The monitoring form is included also to monitor the progress and the development of the child in reading. And one of the most important part of child's literacy development is the active involvement of the parents. Lessons will be sent through to the primary adult mobile devices that they are already own and use. The talk and text mobile phones is enough for this program. Hence, then they only need a text and a call. Through this widely accessible technology, parents are gently reminded to engage in literacy development activity with their child. The results of this innovation. This emphasizes throughout on learning by listening, then doing with cooperative activity directed toward clearly defined objectives from figure 1.2. Among 16 were identified in frustrations level for pre-test, 4 as an instructional level, and 0 in independent. After identifying the potential readers, the mobile literacy was given and utilized as an innovation to improve reading skills, especially during this pandemic. The graph above shows the comparison of the improvement and the development skills developed for those identified potential readers in reading. And based on the presentation above, in this graph, 80% of pupils belong to the frustration. 20% of pupils were in instructional and 0 in independent. But after the program for 60 days, the post-test was given to compare the previous results. And the post-test shows that 80% of pupil from frustration decreases into 10. And 50% of pupils in instructional and 40% for independent. And hopefully it increases for more by the end of the school year. Each lessons and activities offers a reading presentation or skills to be acquired, followed by some variety of controlled activity. This mobile literacy has been carefully selected and invented to make as clear and straightforward as possible in spite of globally pandemic problems. Through this innovation, pupils' learning is supported by a constant recycling of what had been learned. Therefore, the pupils initially perform physical and mental activities. So these are the documentation or the pictorials. For the conclusion and recommendation, this innovation is a tool to help the potential pupils to develop literacy. It develops a positive attitudes and behavior based on the presentation of the results. Thus explain that the mobile literacy and the material use is effective. It is shared and implemented by some school teachers and parents. Thank you and have a nice day. Sir Mark?
Thank you so much, Ma'am Karen, on your mobility.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And let us now proceed to the next presenter from grade 3. And we have decided here in the office that after the presentation of the grade 3, we will give our comments and suggestions for those who have presented, and later na pag kami medyo taas na kayo, murag nag-pile up na nga mo ang, murag mubuto na mong utok kalugayan. So, without much ado, let us give a warm virtual applause to our presenters from grade 3. Later na lang after grade 3 ang SPED. So, grade 3 presenter, Ma'am Gertrudis Umahag and Ma'am Catherine May Umahag Usman. Virtual applause to them.
Hello, sir. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. The grade 3 level of Maramag Central Elementary School will present to you the implemented simple reading innovation that focus only to the struggling readers of grade 3 Goldfish. This was conducted last school year and to be conducted this coming school year. This will be presented through a record video presentation by Catherine May Umahag Guzman. We are very happy for any suggestions, corrections that will be given by the experts for this piece of art.
Guzman, teacher 3 of Good morning, everyone. I'm Catherine May A. Omahag Guzman, teacher 3 of Maramag Central Elementary School, grade 3. Today, I'm going to present to you the reading innovation grade 3 Goldfish. The title of the reading innovation is I Write. I write what I read. A reading innovation in teaching basic reading in the new normal. Teaching basic reading in the new normal. One of the main thrusts of 2000 basic education curriculum is to ensure that every child a reader at the end of grade 3. That ad enforces the policy of every child reader program that equips elementary pupils with the strategic reading and writing skills that independent young readers and writers. To make them independent young. With this in mind, the teacher developed an innovative technique in order to teachers to elevate their oral reading skills in a way that will uphold interest despite of the pandemic that the world is experiencing now. This will also equip learners with reading skills to make them proficient and independent readers in the grade level. Specifically, this was designed to address the struggling readers of grade 3 Goldfish as manifested in the Phil Erie pre-test result. The objectives to make non-readers and frustration pupils leveled up and to nurture the culture of reading, which is requisite skill in all content areas. Methodology. Pre-implementation. First, teacher convinced parents to orient them about the activity. Second, every week during the distribution and retrieval of modules, task cards were given to the parents for their child to accomplish. Implementation. The learner, with the guide of the parents or any older person, read aloud the passage. After reading the whole passage, the child will write down the words that he or she can read on the blank provided for. After a week, the parent will return the task card for the teacher to check and record. This process will be repeated every week. Star will be given to pupils who have a large number of words read finished. At the end of each quarter, an assessment on oral reading was conducted through video recording of self-performance. Post-implementation. At the end of the second quarter, a post-test using field erie instrument will be conducted. For the results and discussion, Table 1 depicts the summary of field erie pre-test results. Table 1 depicts the summary of field erie pre-test results. The field erie result revealed that out of 4 pupils rated goldfish, 6.18% are non-readers, 18.18% are frustrations, 59.09% are instructional, and 15.90% are independent. The focus of the intervention are those pupils who belong to non-readers and frustration level. Table 2 shows the weekly result of the intervention. The summary of the post-test result of the pupils involved in the intervention. And in Table 4 shows the third monthly oral reading result. And in Table 5 shows the fourth monthly oral reading summary result. Instructional materials used. Then, pictures of parent-child reading activity. We have also a video recording picture of self-performance. Recommendations. In the light of the foregoing result of of the reading intervention, the following are recommended. Number 1, I write what I read. Reading innovation should be adopted by the other grade level for their struggling readers. Number 2, ensure participation of parents in uplifting the reading proficiency of their child. Parents may encourage to guide their child in these tasks, especially in reading. Number 3, teacher to regularly monitor the reading proficiency of their child. For our references, we have Phil Erie Manuals, David Order 45 Series 2002, MTB Self-Learning Modules, and Google website. Thank you so much for watching and listening. May God bless us all.
Thank you so much. Ma'am Umahag and
Sir.
Ma'am.
Sir, I would like to also to inform everyone that the instructional materials that used in this innovation is contextualized. I use the PhilErie and the pre-test and the post-test, and then I contextualize all the passages in order for the pupils to know how to read, because all the subjects except Filipino and English are in mother tongue. So I started all the I contextualized all the passages in mother tongue. Thank you, sir. That's all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Ma'am Gertrudes and Ma'am Catherine, for the presentation. And last, for the half part, the Study Department of Maramag Central. Ardales.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Finally, we're back.
Okay, ma'am.
We are back.
Okay, to present the reading innovation proposal of the SPED department entitled A Precision Teaching Approach, Teaching Sight Vocabulary and Improving Fluency. With us here to present the innovation, representing the SPED department, Ma'am Janet Ardales. A virtual applause to her, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Once again, our title of our reading intervention is Am I Visible? Sir?
Ma'am, ang imong na-present is ang atoang slide. Ato imong slide ang i-present, ma'am.
Yes, iSiri, please, iSiri. Okay. Oh. Your screen. Help me. Oh, naman daw itong pili mo eh. That one. Stop. Oh. Kailangan balik ka sa akin. Your words are screen. Nga. Oh, dinata may ka-present.
Ha?
Pag-package
Ay, mag-okay.
Ma'am Janet. Ma'am Janet Ardales. So we're still waiting for Ma'am Janet Ardales of SPED.
Na ano mo, ako'y nag-present. Ako'y nag-present, di ko discuss. Ako'y nag-present. I-discuss na lang. Naputol, no? Di ba galing, no?
So after the SPED, I think we will be reading comments of the previous presenters. Maybe there are questions that you'd like to ask them later.
As Sir Jopen,
Ma'am Janet, you are now visible.
Wapo ni Sir Jopen.
Once again, Ma'am Janet Ardales of the SPED. Go, Ma'am Jan.
I am waiting for the PowerPoint, sir, to appear in my front.
It's already visible, Ma'am Jan.
Naghang ang laptop dali, palangga. Okay, here it is. That is our title, A Precision Teaching Approach to Teaching Sight Vocabulary Improving Fluency. Welcome. I will be your presenter, Janet Ciardales, Spec 1 here in Maramag Central. SPED Reading Intervention Special Education Program was designed by the 5 proponents, yours truly, Janet Ciardales, Quenny M. Cipriano, Alma Sianyas, Rema Fidimi Cayabas, and Cynthia Olivago. Rationale, I will be presenting from the rationale to methodology. So our rationale, reading is the key to literacy and future success. However, teaching children to read with special needs is almost impossible because they require special instruction and attention from the teachers. And teaching reading is important that our learners read at proficiency level. This means they can read the material at a 95% accuracy level. Thus, we try to develop materials for SPED program. This material came to mind as a product of our gap analysis to address the problem of reading. It is a precision teaching method, although precision monitoring may be a better term, used as it monitors precisely learners' progress in acquiring sight vocabulary. It is about building a sight vocabulary using a visual method. Visual methodologies are used to understand and interpret images, Barbour 2014, and include advertising, photography, film, video, painting, drawing, collage, sculpture, artwork, graffiti, and cartoons. It is a precision teaching method, although precision monitoring may be a better term used as it monitors precisely learners' progress and acquiring sight vocabulary. It is a building a sight vocabulary. That is not the explanation. This is learning to read words by looking at them and remembering them rather than sounding them out. Precision teaching is a method of planning a teaching program to meet the needs of an individual child or young person who is experiencing difficulty with acquiring or maintaining some skills. It has an inbuilt monitoring function and is basically a means of evaluating the effectiveness of what is being taught. Why precision teaching approach? We discovered the need to address the increased interest in educational provisions for children with special needs. And there has been renewed vigor in establishing educational programs for greater teaching effectiveness. One education innovation is striving to being precision to the teaching monitoring process is precision teaching, or PT. PT is a system of strategies and tactics that provide frequent assessment of a student's performance and related teaching effectiveness. This reading intervention system is content-free and offers teachers a set of tools that can complement existing teaching practices to enhance outcomes for their students or children with special needs. Our methodology establishing target words. To start precision teaching identifies where the learner is in relation to either their current class reader or Dot's list textbooks, Jollyphonic, tricky words, or any list of case sight words being taught. Next, establish their comprehension. Provide the student with a copy of the word list you wish to check and keep a copy for yourself, level by checking the number of words that they can automatically recognize. Automatic recognition is different than decoding. It means the learner instantly recognizes the words as a whole word and does not hesitate to sound out the words. Provide the student with a copy of the word list. You wish to check and keep a copy for yourself. Ask the student to read down the list while you tick off the words the student can read instantly. The unrecognized word or hesitantly read words will create the student's long-term target list. We SPED teachers, we separate these difficult words and we will put it together and encode it to our SNP. So select short-term list words as a target for your student to begin and learn. This can vary depending on the age and ability of the student, but typically 4 to 6 new words. This can be increased or decreased depending on the rate which the students learn. Teaching strategy. Step 1, print the short-term target words onto a card. So you have different kind of words. So you select your target words and print it onto a card. We have given one example below of a teaching strategy based on a direct instruction method. This teaching approach can also be delivered by parent, peer, or community volunteer with a teacher's demonstration and direction. Use card sizes that are easy to hold for the student and teachers since cards too large or bulky and cumbersome to store. Make sure to use the same color and size for all the cards. Otherwise, a pupil may learn to recognize by design rather than sight. For example, a student may know that green card is the word home. As opposed to recognizing the sight word, avoid similar looking words together and confuse them such as home and house. Place each card on the table, one at a time, and say the name of the word, example shop. Ask the learner to repeat the word and create an oral sentence. If they have difficulty, provide an example and have them repeat your example and or create their own sentence. Remember, if a student doesn't know or understand a word, they shouldn't be learning to read it. Repeat this process with all the target words. Step 2. When all the cards are on the table, say the following to the pupil, point to the word shop. The student must look at the word, putting their finger on the correct card while repeating the word, then say point to the word home. Continue this drill about 10 to 15 times, moving between the words, getting the student to place their finger on the first letter of the word, cues them into stating the phoneme, unit of sound like b and bat and k and cat, learning the word and increasing lesson focus. Have fun and make it a game, never boring. Younger students usually enjoy being told. Let's see how fast we are today. This allows the students lots of practice to name the word without stressful expectations. The students does not have to rely on their own memory since the teacher helps build the sight memory patterns for them. The step 3, the next step is to pick up the cards and shuffle them. Place the cards down in a random fashion and ask the student to name the word. Usually, students have no difficulty with this. Repeat this process 3 or 4 times. It may seem tedious, but it is an essential learning part of the method. Many lessons are better than one long, tedious session. That's all, and thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, I think we're halfway done with the research presentation. Before we will proceed, let us hear first some comments and suggestions from one of our panel, Dr. Arajang. So, diri ka. Ali ka diri. So, I think, is Ma'am Gemma Aban still around?
Ma'am Joy, good afternoon.
And Ma'am Melanie Ducalang. Okay, let us hear comments from Ma'am Joy.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to all the presenters of Paramag Central Elementary School for your effort in making these presentations. I know it's not very easy to make, di ba? Okay, you burn your midnight candle for this purpose. At least, congratulations. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you. I'll be giving a generic comment to all your presentations from the start up to the grade 3. No, all your innovations, reading innovations are all good and are all aiming for literacy improvement in our district to support with that Basta Maramag program that we have just launched. Okay, but there are things that need to be considered in the implementation of the different programs, because not all families, not all learners, not all parents are gifted with the same materials, the same talent, and other things. No, first to be considered is the geographic location. Where internet connectivity cannot be accessed, even cell phone signals, no? Na-joy mga pamilya nga kanang dili sila maka-access ani. So, ang atong innovation, kung dili lugar kibali daghan ang dili maka-access, so sila ma-deprive sila, no? So, we need to make some adjustments on how to make them avail of those very good innovations nga atong gipanghanay na. Then the next is the economic status of our families. Now, dili man tanan families can afford to have these gadgets, no? Naibata nga dili gyud. Even cell phones, wala gid ila. Even radio, television sets, wala ila, no? So, unsaon pa man ni sila pagtabang with that innovation atong giplano. How can we modify those innovations that we have for them to avail? Kanang user-friendly kaayo na innovation. User-friendly in all levels, no? Kung kani dili kaya sa isa ka bata, natabanganan o kani nga procedure mo cater para sa iya. And another one is we are going to consider the health status of our learners, no? Health status of our learners. Kay we know nga constant exposure to radiation will ruin the pupil, no? Makadaot baya gyud kayo, no? So murag naay natay mga pagahimuon pod, as what I have said, modifications on the programs nga atong giplano, reading innovations nga atong giplano. As what I have read in your innovations, ang hard copy niyong gikuan, naghihimo naman di ay mo, implemented naman, no? Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, implemented naman di ay ang SPED, implemented naman di ay kanang let us have this as a rule nga before the implementation sa inyong proposal pa lang alon, let the office know. Kaya ato dayon na siyang pa-approvean mga ma'am. pa-approvean gina siya before the implementation. Kay aron pag-approve na to, padayon na dayon ta o upside, meaning we are already recognized na nag-implement ta na. Then naadayon ko nga ang monitoring and evaluation. Naaday mo monitor, makatabang na yung monitor, ala ka nag-implement tam right, very good for that matter, ha? Pero ang nakulang lang is kinahanglan before any innovation implementation that they need to be approved first by the legal authorities, ha? Then after that, sa pagkuha na naka-implement, examples Ma'am Nining, naka-implement ang kinder mo proposal pa ila grade 1 to 3 naka-implement na no. Ato na dayon ng ato na dayon na siyang ipakuan nga kuan siya kanang sana dili lang kay sa imong section Ma'am Nining, no, i-adapt sa inyong grade level. Then after that, after series of adoptions, ang ngayon i-adapt na po dahil nato sa other schools. Wala, very wide na. Then pagkakuha na yun, ma'am, okay kayo ni ma'am, i-adapt na dahil ato na dahil ibaligya ang atong program, innovation sa atong Tibok District. No? So until such time na it will reach to the division office. Kaya approve naman nila daan, no? Hinashasan naman. So inana gid lugar kay bali na siya. No, so kung katong proposals pa, katong mga proposals paghimo ato juning, we need to follow the correct procedure. Naabitaw to yung mga procedures in making sa atong mga mga atong mga mga proposals. So ato na siyang ato na siyang atimanon kairon for uniformity reason. Ha? Okay, so thank you and God bless us all.
Thank you, Ma'am Joy. So I hope that we are taking down notes on the comments and suggestions from Ma'am Joy Parajab. So let me give also my comments and suggestions on the different researches presented this day. May I start first with the reading innovation, a proposal from Ma'am Melanie Dukalang on the Basa Karitoon. Is Ma'am Melanie here? Is she around?
Yes, Sir Marky.
Hi, okay.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations, Ma'am Milan, for coming up with this reading innovation on Basa Karitoon. It's really very catchy. It really catches my mind. Ang kariton sa pagtuon. Murag muniwang ko ani magtulod-tulod ani kadugayan da. Pero very catchy siya. I just have to have give suggestions for the improvement of your manuscript, ma'am. For your introduction, please specify na diretso the data of or the problem. How many, because you have stated here that non-readers do exist. So the question is, how many non-readers are there in your school for this school year or for the last school year? Just specify it. And who are these struggling readers also? Then to your participants, please give us a data of your participants. How many will be the recipients of this Basa Karitoon from kinder to grade 6 maybe, or from one, because you have stated here regardless of grade level, but we have to identify also how many grade learners, struggling learners are there in every level. You have also stated here in your implementation guide the reading progress lag. So I think I am excited with this lag actually, because this from this material we will be able to monitor the reading progress of our learners. So hope that this lag is already ready and have this checked by your school head. So for the approval, because the log itself is already an innovation for your reading. So you have a lot of innovations in your reading program, the Karitoon itself, the reading materials, and the reading log. So I just want to be cleared out with how will you implement the reading Karitoon. Although it's already clear to me that you will be using Marongko approach in your Basta Karitoon, but how will the teachers do it? While nagdala sila sa Karitoon, pag-abot nila sa community, what will be their first thing nga buhaton dito, unsa nga material ang ilang basahon, because you have also made mention that you will be needing microphone, speaker. So specify the material that our teachers will be using in the community. Just
Hello, Sir Martin.
Yes, ma'am. Just clear up with the process. Yes, Ma'am Lan.
Sir Marky, kini mo yung material para sa Filipino. So, nanay mga lessons. Aralin 1, unsa nga letter. So, dapat ma-master nila ang lesson kung once a week raman kung kuan, at least once a week ang schedule to visit a certain purok. So, in Campo Elementary School, nearby purok, mga 6 ka buok. So, schedule lang sa mga teachers kung
So in your Karitoon, you only have 1 p.m.
Identified naman tong mga batakin sa tong nasa kanang struggling reading level. Mo na tayo lang pagitaon anak nga purok pod. Kada teacher man identify nila hanap gani purok 1A kinsa may mga struggling leaders diri. So pag adto nila dito, so pwede na nila nga aduan nila or mag-meet sila sa isa ka area nga mag-maintain ka pong social distancing.
Okay. So because you have made mention that the Karitoon is the mobile library. So I am really expecting that there are a lot of books.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Ang Karitoon fully loaded with reading materials also. Not just this material, dapat mga storybooks. So, ma-integrate ng storytelling. Nursery rhyme singing.
Okay. So, siguro you can also consider my suggestion. Just identify the levels of your Karitoon. Since siguro sa isa ka Karitoon nimo sagol na siya tanan nga kuan nga level, no, from non-reader to independent reader. Siguro you can also consider nga one Karitoon is focused on one reading level, so that teachers also assigned to that Karitoon will have mastery in the implementation of the reading level, because what will happen is that teacher will have to study all strategies in the different reading level because they are assigned to one Karitoon. But if ever that we are going to assign this Karitoon is only intended for kanang non-reader, so expected nga tanang Karitoon makatuyok sa tanang community. Kay master naman po ni teacher po dayon tong ihang approach sa kada Karitoon. So it's just a suggestion, ma'am. Depende rin po sa inyong school of how are you going to deal with that one.
Okay, take care, sir. Mas maayo hinoon nga isa ka Karitoon, isa ra bura ka reading level.
Oo. Kay para dili maglibog si teacher kay daghan kay siya gunahunaon nga tanang strategy, whereas kung si teacher karon kay kita ato man gyapon mga kauban ani ang mag-struggle mo balik na sa tag-capacitate sa ilaha kay whether bisan pag Karitoon na siya tulod-tulod na siya, but it's the essence of the part of the process in this reading innovation. So if ever na you have five levels, then you have to prepare 5 Karitoon. That's just an example. Thank you kayo, Ma'am Lan, and congratulations. I am excited with the full implementation of this Barsa Karitoon. And for the next reading congress, I will be glad hearing the report of this innovation. Thank you. Let us now proceed to Ma'am Gemma Aban's innovation on the Power Up. Is Ma'am Gemma here?
Yes, Sir Mark. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am so really excited. I want to try your Power Up.
Yes.
Level up.
Level up the max. Power max.
It's really true that comprehension is really a challenge to all, I think all schools, even gani teachers, no? Mas challenging from ang gid kay if ever nga dili na ni challenging ang comprehension check, then we should have get mga perfect scores in the English proficiency tests, but still very difficult. So
exactly.
Good that this is focused on comprehension check. While I am listening to some of the innovations from Maramag Central School, ako sang gitahi-tahi ba nga from SPED to your Power Up, you can come up with the whole school reading program that all your reading innovations will be in that program, nasulod na siya tanan, because your innovation is focused only on this for instructional and for independent, while the primary level are in charge of the non-readers. So tahiuna siya tanan, ipang mix na tanan, then you come up with the whole school reading program.
Yes, thank you for that idea, Sir Mark.
Yes, ma'am. I am just concerned about one of your slides on the YY.
Yes.
Because you come up with a YY diagram, maybe. I am really actually expecting that you come up with a fishbone analysis. But you prompted because in the fishbone analysis we have to just consider 4 factors. But it's much better because you have already identified the problem, then you come up with a YY analysis. But my question is, what was the last answer of the Y?
Okay. So like what I have mentioned during my presentation, that it boils down to the teacher's teaching competence and teaching reading. So it boils down to the teacher's competence because most of the factors that were identified were pointing to teachers' practices, strategies, the materials being used, and
Okay. So let us know that in the YY diagram, we don't need to, dili siya pwede na to siya igon ang tawo. It's really the process ang atong igon. So,
okay.
Yes, dili ta pwede mo igo og tawo sa YY diagram. Kaya in the end, ang competence teacher ang ato ang gi-question.
Oh, yes, sir.
Teacher. So, it's really a no-no for a YY diagram. Because in your first question, how many non-readers or how many learners do you have in struggling in the comprehension check? Let us say 50. So, in your first question, in your first statement, there are 50 learners in Maramag Central School struggling for comprehension check. Why? Ano ka? Dili man sa tamuingon niya. Because they are kanang financially kanang challenge. Because the next question is based on the preceding answer. Nganong galisod man sila? Oo. So I am concerned of unsa gid tong pinaka-last nga. So I presume that you come up with a Power Up. Siguro dito ta balik sa tuang proseso.
Yes, sir.
So materials.
Yes, that's why,
Dili sila ganahan sa material nga itong gihimo, dili na enticing sa ilaha. So
the process in teaching the reading, that's why I emphasized during the presentation that the teacher should be there to provide support, should be there to provide scaffolds, should be there to give or teach the strategies that is
productive or helpful for them to develop a certain sub-skills like what Dr. Macabagos have said this morning.
Okay.
So it's more of the process actually. Ang gusto sa Power Up.
Okay, sige. Let us really focus on the process yun. So, another concern is on the PDF file of the reading material. It's much better if you can give in your data how many of your learners has the ability to access the PDF file, or those learners with Android phones na PDF.
Okay. So that is why, sir, the PDF is just a second. I mean, there are actually two ways as how to give the materials in the Power Up. It's in the print form, katuningon ko ganina nga printed or the printed copy, or the PDF form. Para na ay virtual, naapoy katong para sa mga bata nga walay cellphone. So they must be provided with the printed copy.
Okay. I am praying that the RBI implementation in Maramag Central will be fully operational, so that the Power Up can also utilize the radio-based telling stories and checking dayon. Guided yapon siya.
Yes, that's what I am very excited all about, the RBI.
Sige, you can have a slot siguro for the reading program. For the whole reading program. Mas gumagamit siya. Then,
yes, sir.
I am also concerned, another concern of the Power Up scorecard.
Yes, sir.
Parents will answer this one, right?
No, it's actually the teacher.
How will the teacher monitor or assess the reading?
In every let's say, diba in the procedure, I've stated that one of the teacher's tasks in the preliminary activity is to assign a day and a time in which she can meet with the pupils through virtual or any conferences or any platform in which she can connect with the students. So that is the time that she, let's say, mag-check sila sa ilang activity. Then the teacher will do the recording. It's not the parents. It will be the teacher's responsibility.
Okay. So at least it's now clear that teachers will have to assess because if it's the parents, then the honesty of the scores will be questionable. Because parent man ko, tagaan ko na ni og perfect score ako anak kay para maka-judge ko. Pero it's the teacher.
Ang point po dato, sir, nga nung ang teacher, so that iyang ma-evaluate dito kinsa ani nga mga bata that needed her help.
Yes, that's true. Okay. So, naay mga IMs ganina na present. Let us just be careful with the copyright issues.
Yes, sir. Dapat naka-annotate siya nga for classroom purposes only.
Yes,
and I'm also thinking to write a letter to the authors of the book. If past yes, I am thinking to write them. Nagamito na to sila sa intervention nato, but it's not for sale or whatever. It's for school purposes only.
Then since that you have made mention in your presentation that you have tried out this Power Up.
Yes, sir.
I'm just excited of the results and the reliability of the materials. Just if ever that there are teacher-made materials or contextualized materials used in the Power Up.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am. So I think you have kuan gyud murag dili mo kontra ni Ma'am Dukhalang og innovation kay sumpay mo
dili sa pag-craft man gud namo sa program, sir, sa Basa Maramag is lahi-lahi na gud siya, design for lahi-lahi gud siya, different gud siya pag-design kasi we meet the technical working group, we meet and then we talk about the possible intervention. So wala mi nagplano as individual or by school, but we plan as a district. So mo na siyang lahi-lahi gud, even the kanta basa lahi gud pud siya.
High school based pud siya. So I think that would be all. So for the two
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Let us now proceed to the presentations from Maramag Central. Okay, let us start with the kindergarten. Amazing alphabet. I know it is really a challenge for kinsa nini na si Ma'am Labio. Okay. I know it is really a challenge to all our kindergarten teachers on how to teach reading this time of pandemic. Especially that wala pa ganina sila nakakita silang mga estudyante. Good for the higher grade levels, medyo nakakita na sila during sa face-to-face. But for kindergarten now, medyo challenging yun and makita yun na to karon sa heart sa itong mga kindergarten teachers ang dedication and commitment to serve and to teach reading to our one. I was so amazed with this innovation on Amazing Alphabet because considered that developmentally appropriate teaching aids of your innovation. So hopefully that anyway, kindergarten man sa gyud pud siya. So video aided siya nga innovation. So hopefully makuha gyud nato ang pinaka data gyud sa tong enrollment kay I know nga medyo challenge gyud mo even during this enrollment time kung pila gyud ka bukat tong mga learners. So please do it with efficiency nga kantong gyud ka mga bata nato ang able and capable of this computer aided reading lesson nato para makuha na nato. So you can also conduct blended distance reading activity with this reading innovation and just contextualize and localize your instructional materials. Like do not use any more apple. You just make use of the avocado. Thank you, Ma'am Margie.
Thank you, Sir Mark. Thank you so much for the add-ons.
Thank you, Ma'am. Let us now proceed to Ma'am Roxanne Paulikan on Onang Lakang.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon again.
Ma'am Roxanne. Ma'am, I really like also your innovation because this does not only focus on reading but writing.
Yes, sir. Writing also, sir.
Some of the math skills that are needed in child's development are already embedded in this reading innovation. So,
thank you, sir.
50 pupils are already identified, but I hope makuha yun na to siya nga bata, no?
Yes, sir. Hopefully, sir.
So, I know this good that you already have your instructional material.
Yes, sir.
Just have this instructional material checked by your school or district LRMDS coordinator for validity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Roxanne. Ganahan kay ko sa imuhang unang lakad po. Lakang day.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. God bless.
Okay. Okay. Mutambok man dito this district. Ma'am Cheryl, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Thank you for coming up with this reading innovation on Sound Me Up in manipulative instructional reading material. Actually, I can relate to this. We have a working student before, grade 6, and yabo siya grade 6, di siya kailag litra. Unya, nalingaw ko sa imuhang giingon niya, bisag kartulina lang, gibutang ag litra, dayon gi sumpay-sumpay. This is my way of teaching also that working student. And good nga, in a month, nakabasa yun siya. Balik-balik yun siya. Wapo yun ang manipulatives, but ang challenge lang nimo ani karon ma'am is
Yes, sir.
make it 1:1 ratio to all our learners.
Yes,
Kay
sir.
dili man ta pwede maghulam-hulam og manipulatives because na may contamination sa virus karon in the new
Pero
norm.
sir, dali naman buhaton ang ato ang kuan, sir, material.
Okay ra. So kaya ra magwan.
Kaya na kayo siya, sir, kay kuan lang siya, i-print lang siya, dayon i-laminate. So dili na to siya necessary, sir, nga ibutang pa siya atong kahoy. Dili na siya
Ayos.
necessary. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Dayon,
sir.
just specify in your data, ma'am, of how many grade 1 grade 1 learners ang atong based on the result of your EGRA Arata.
Yes, sir.
Then you have also stated here in your rationale that you have conducted interview with the parents. So I know some of the parents were interviewed in face-to-face and try also to interview the what. Anyway, the interview portion will furtherly be discussed tomorrow during our discussion of the continuous improvement program on the CI. Okay. Your procedure is well organized na. So hopefully nga ma religiously follow gid siya sa atong parents serving as learning facilitators of our learners at home. So congratulations, Ma'am Cheryl. I will get ako rin ipangbilin sa district ang inyong mga manuscript para mabalik sa inyo for improvement.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Cheryl.
Thank you, sir.
Next is for Ma'am Karen Makusa. Ma'am Karen.
Hello, sir.
Karen Orense, baby. On mobility literacy, mobile phones, the use of mobile phones, very, very timely, very relevant to our learners. I think most of our families now has mobile phones.
Yes, sir.
Wala pa dili Android phones. And congratulations, although this is already implemented. I
Yes,
believe
sir.
this is already implemented and you make use of unsa imong ginate kanang sa text messaging lang ka dito mo challenge kay you need loads biya, di ba?
Yes,
So
sir.
you know kani si Ma'am Karen daghan man ni siya og sideline.
Yes, sir.
Niya ang load lang pag monitor sa iyahang 30 or 20 ka mga bata sa
Yes, sir.
Dayon, siguro much better lang Ma'am Car if we can come up with the correct data sa atong manuscript of how many
Yes, sir.
or how many learners nato ang nagyoy mobile phones nga maka-response po siya sa inyong SMS messages. I believe this is already blended kaya naman siya print out.
Yes, sir.
Dayon ka. This is a 60-day reading challenge.
Yes, sir.
So, medyo intensive siya.
Diba?
Intensive siya nga reading program. But with the help of everyone, with the strong support of the parents, then I know this is feasible with this program, mobility literacy. Inani lang siya, ma'am. You share also your innovation to some
Yes, sir.
teachers, especially those teachers nga nag-struggle na in contacting our learners and those teachers whose reading level of the children medyo taas-taas na yun siya.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Car.
Thank you, Sir Mark.
Okay. For grade 3, we have here Ma'am Umahag and Ma'am Catherine, Ma'am, and then the mother and the daughter tandem, and then
Good afternoon, Sir Mark. Good afternoon, sir.
Mga moms. Okay. Best good siya, isa sa mga bests ang kanang I read and write dayon. Kay magpabilin good siya sa utok sa itong mga bata kung iyang masulat ang iyang nabasahan. But nalang ko ikuan, since this is already implemented, nakita na ko ang good that you utilize Messenger for reading assessment of your learners. I just I just like to ask of the task cards because as I saw the sample of the task card, it's just a blank box. What will the parents do with your task card? Unsa ilang isulat?
Sir, I would like to start my explanation. It was in October when I started the innovation. I do not know if my pupils can read or not. So I decided to have that innovation. So I printed a passage and I contextualized it. And then during the orientation, I orient the parents so that I will know who are those pupils who can read. They are going to let their child read and write on the blank provided or on the box provided the words that they can read. So that in that instructional materials that you are holding now, sir, ang first ana is the passage. Actually, sumpay na siya, sir. Actually, sumpay na siya in the next task. In the task card 1, sumpay na siya, sir. Dira nila ibutang, it will be printed. It will be given to the parents during the distribution and retrieval of distribution and retrieval of the module. So mura siya additional activity for their children. So that we will know also if these children if these children can read or not. Because we don't have any face-to-face. So kung maghatag ni grado niya, di rin kabasa. So, kung sa'yo may tabo, then maraming nangarap sa langit. So that is why give task cards na naay passage, na idea, then there is a blank below that dito nila isulat ang ilang mga words nga nabasa na honestly
Okay.
na sa pretest.
Okay. Because this time honesty is challenging. No? So, sige, I just want to add on the process, ma'am. Because in this time, ang may tabo, ang bata magbasa. Dahil iyang isulat, iyang gibasa. Ang ending, ang posible mahitabo is iyahan na lang kopyahon ang iyang gibasa.
O mo ginang mahitabo, sir. Nga na ginang mahitabo. But then, I asked the parents, pero actually, sir, there are some task cards that were returned last year na gamay lagi sa lang ilang mga check. Gamay ra sa lang ilang mga check ay na may assessment after each month, after each quarter, there will be an assessment.
Pwede na natin siguro, ma'am, nga imong balikon dayon ang imong i-integrate diri ang explicit teaching.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay,
Si mama or si papa ang magbasa sa reading material level sa ilang pagbasa kay para mas ma-remember yun niya ang words nga masulat niya sa task card. In short, ni-expand pa iyang vocabulary po dayon sa words. So naanay nadugang dayon sa imong kanang output sa imong reading material. So mama una magbasa, silang duha magbasa, then child na lang magbasa. After niya sa explicit naman to, sulat na din si bata sa iyahang na basahan nga mga words.
Actually, sir, hitting one stone in two birds. Kaya nga in grade 3, kanang cursive writing na mi. So sinumpay na sila. So ang akong yung instruction sa ilang isulat nila sinumpay ang ilang mga nabasa. So that I will know also if they can write in cursive writing.
Yes, anyway, it's not anymore a question nga unsay basic na mas grade 2 nag-start naman. So congratulations, ma'am, grabe ka kuan siya nga reading innovation, dagan kayo skills nga masulod. And indeed, ang task card ang dako kayo og significance sa imong reading innovation because this material can be used as an assessment for the reading level of our child. So hopefully, ma'am, this can be. I believe that the first tryout was done during kanang face-to-face pa siya. So let us now challenge more of ourselves in the conduct of this reading innovation in the new normal.
Sir, actually, sir, the first 2 months, the first 2 quarters, mother tongue ang akong ialang passages. In the second quarter, it's in L2. Language 2 na ang magsulod. Katulad yung piliring with the Filipino passage. And then, later na lang siguro, sir, ang L3, it's because luya gini sila ng mga bata. Grabe gini sila. No comprehension.
So how many months siya i-conduct ang imong reading program, ma'am?
First quarter and second quarter MTB. So ako pa na siyang sumpayan, sir. Basin karon MTB the next 2 months. After third quarter and fourth quarter, Filipino na sad, sir.
What if you will make the MTB one quarter, then the Filipino
Okay.
second quarter, then the English will be the third and the fourth quarter?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Taken.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Well appreciated kay nako ang imuhang IMCUs, which is really contextualized.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Pero, just a suggestion, just have your IMCU checked by your LR coordinator.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dapat ikuan nato.
Yes, sir.
In
Noted, sir.
the normal, I know, kaya ba ninyo maghatag 1:1 to the learners?
Yes, sir. 1:1.
Okay. Yun, gamay raman siya, kaya naman po din task. Congratulations, the mother and the daughter tandem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And don't be, pangutan na lang po dayon mo sa mga heads kung unsa pa ikatabang in the improvement of your reading innovation.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
SPED. Ma'am Janet Ardales, good afternoon. Nana si Ma'am Janet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ma'am Jan, good afternoon. Thank you and congratulations for coming up with this reading innovation proposal on our SPED learners. I know, medyo isasag ko sa nag-worry yun. Unsaon ako ang SPED?
Yeah, even us, sir, it's very difficult to teach children with special needs. Not just only the academic problem, but also their behavior. So it's very difficult for us as a SPED teachers over here. So we also need the general teachers to help us improve their reading skills.
Yes. So I just like to ask, ma'am, if unsa nga specific learners na to ang maggamit ani nga reading innovation?
Well, the pulled out students from Gen Ed, na sila yung mga children with learning disability, sir. From grade 1 to grade 6. Kami mga pulled out nga children. So kani among ginagamit nga approach, precision approach.
Okay, so
para sa ila sa mainstreaming students.
Focused only on the LD learners.
No, not just LD, sir. We also have the intellectual disability.
Okay, the IDs.
Yes, that is also the with autism. We also have with autism children. The functional autism. Yes.
So we have three different learners na this time. Dayon, I know that the material is really good. Medyo mas better gani siguro ni siya nga mo i-adapt sa regular classes kay gwapo siya nga material. But siguro I am more challenged on what material are we going to use with the IDs and specific for IDs, specific for the LDs, and specific for the other learning disabilities.
Yes, sir. That's why we have the assessment first. Assessment. Yes, we assess every child kung angayan ba gyud sila diri sa SPED. Tapos mo na dayon na unsa nga reading materials ang among ihatag sa ila. Based on the materials.
I am really amazed with the IMs nga inyong gamiton. I'm excited for its kanang full implementation. I'm also thinking, why not use this material also to the regular classes?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So, thank you kayo ma'am for coming up with this, and hopefully we will have a better result for this real innovation among our learners with special needs. Thank you and
Yes.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much to all, and I think we are now ready to proceed to the presentations from grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. The next is from base camp, and last is from Camp 1 Elementary School. Napad po dahil presentation ang Maramag South Elementary School. Ayun. So grade 4 presenter, murag wala man dahil siguro yung grade 4. Let us now proceed to the grade 5. I believe Ma'am Ruth Perez is our presenter from the grade 5 level of Maramag Central. So let us give a virtual applause to Ma'am Ruth Perez.
Good afternoon. Is my audio clear? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, loud and clear.
Thank you. Good afternoon po to our PSDS, Dr. Lani Combate, to Dr. Joy Parajang, our principal in Maramag Central, our school heads. Special mention to Sir Marquidonio. I would like to say we are very blessed to have you in our district. And to my co-participants to this webinar, good afternoon. Excuse me.
Nak, halika muna na. Kung ako iwan na.
May I reiterate or pasensya because I wasn't able to give the hard copy to the panel because nagloko yung aking printer, and then I'm planning to, ba't di ko makita yung tsura ko? I want to see myself. And I'm planning to send my manuscript to the panel instead through their email. I hope they will allow me to do so. This innovation actually is not only for myself. I am bringing the voice of all fifth grader teachers. I know that as of this moment, they might be reluctant to concur with me because it's not yet polished and it's not yet approved by the experts. But I am very excited and eager to listen to whatever input and suggestion they will be giving at the end of this presentation. So here it is. The title of our proposal. Actually, I am perplexed of this because some of the variable are researchable and some can be used as teaching innovation already, but then it's up to the panel if how will I present it in the finale, no? But as of this time, the approach is the style is an action research style. So the title is Multiple Approach in Project Read Program Improves Reading Fluency and Comprehension of Diverse Learners. All right. Can you see my slide? Hello? Nawala yata ako na.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Because I'm not seeing myself.
Slideshow, Ma'am Ruth.
Okay, thank you very much. I am using the Camtasia actually, but I cannot see myself. All right. This is the rationale now. The Project Read program aims to address the need to improve the reading comprehension and fluency of fifth grader learners this school year 2021-2022. This proposed innovation is in line with the call instituted by the Department of Education, the so-called Every Child a Reader program, as part of the developmental programs in basic education learning continuity plan. In response to the call for reading innovation, I expect 18 of us, the fifth grader teachers, are you there? In all disciplines are ready to commit themselves in this comprehensive reading program amidst this pandemic. Multiple approaches include methods and strategies of teaching reading and language that help fast and struggling readers improve their fluency and comprehension, and then various ways how to connect and reach the learners amidst this challenging new normal situation. Parang naging redundant ako dito. Okay, next. The project read is very systematic. Learners will be identified, categorized, and grouped based on the reading capability and accessibility with the internet. 3 groups will be formed: the virtual learners, the reader, which is comprised of independent and instructional learner, and the frustration or the struggling learners in face-to-face setting. So we will have a face-to-face. And then virtual learners shall be reached through various media technology, via text messages and SMS, Facebook, Messenger chat or room, Google Meet or Classroom, and or Zoom app. They will be taught how to access link in YouTube, digital instructional materials, and or other educational platforms that relates to the concepts they should learn. The software aims to help them not only to divert their attention from unbeneficial online games, because most of them are doing the ML already. So they have to master the memory, processing, speed, and attention. Teaching approach is interactive. Learners are encouraged to participate and think aloud by involving themselves as part of the text. Struggling readers undergo explicit tutoring program. They will be taught word sounds by reading aloud of the teacher and show them how that words look like. Various research studies reveal that reading aloud is proven good for the brain. The authors of the University of Waterloo in Canada affirms that the dual action of speaking and hearing yourself speak helps the brain to store information so that it becomes long-term memory called production effect. Reading aloud helps the pupils learn how to use language, improves their processing skills, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. In addition, thinking aloud strategy is verbalizing and articulating their thoughts and interact with the text while monitoring their comprehension. This was discussed a while ago by Dr. Macabago. All right, the program also includes the whole language approach, the so-called psycholinguistic guessing games. The psycholinguistic guessing games, according to Goodman, cited by Dilemma, is a process of selecting cues and then guessing, confirming, rejecting, or refining tentative decisions about what sounds letter make, what a word says and means, what a period and comma imply, and how words are spelled. Yun bang mali-mali na mga jumbled words tapos babasahin nila, those are psycholinguistic guessing game. So this strategy may give chances for learners to enjoy correcting the mistakes and read it through guessing. Goodman further asserts that reading is a selective process involving the partial use of available languages, cues, syntactic, semantic, and graphic by the reader on the basis of their expectations while reading. This approach is presumed to add excitement and enjoyable to the learner. Since they are already grouped, they are expected to work as a team. So teacher is expected to make a paragraph and then jumble the two words so that the learner will read psycholinguistic. This study will specifically investigate not only the various ways in reaching the fifth grader learners, but it explore the effect of reading aloud to struggling readers but more so of the impact of 5-month comprehensive program using the Pyramid Graphic Organizer as assessment tool for virtual learners, and testing and adapting the Power Up intervention proposed by ABAN 2020 with some modification. It is said a while ago that this project is 60-day challenge project, but I presume that this will start on October and will last on March. And if they are grouped into 5 groups, we will be meeting them 24 times in that duration. They will be assessed if there is an improvement, not only in their reading skills, but their vocabulary and value skills as well. They will be assessed through comparison of the first writing to the last, and follow them up on the color coding level in Power Up for their comprehension level based on Bloom's taxonomy of learning. After identifying the learner with the gadgets and without the gadgets, those without gadgets are those who belong to poverty line, and those with internet connectivity. Various ways of connecting them is already applied. So the teacher will organize a schedule of meeting. They will be grouped depending on their specific needs and whims, and be scaffolded by the teachers. And then those without gadgets shall be encouraged to come to school by group. Each group shall be limited to 5 to 10 members. And then they will be explicitly guided by the teacher in strictly adhering to health protocols, washing hands, wearing face masks and face shield, and follow social distancing. While the learners without gadgets are categorized as the reader and struggling readers, readers be given different text passages to be read. They will also serve as those instructional and independent learner who have no internet connectivity shall serve as smart guy or the little teacher in each group. And then they will be given activity based on the Feel Eerie tool and the Power Up intervention, while struggling readers will be taught by word sounds and by reading aloud of the teacher, and then show them how that words look like. The teacher reader incorporates variations in pitch and in tone, in pace, volume, poses, eye contact, questions, and comments to produce a fluent and enjoyable delivery. Or other times, they watch downloadable videos and for variation, because syempre hindi lang naman palaging papel. We have to use the technology to let them show. They are more watchers than readers as of this time, so we have to utilize the technology. They will also integrate another learning experience to make the story more lively, or use more teaching reading strategy along the way. Bottom line is, the teacher will teach not only the reading skills, but also the language skill as well. And the lesson also involved letter sound to words, sentence, stories based on Feel Eerie or other interesting story videos from YouTube and from other educational platforms or digital instructional materials. And since it is learner-centered, after reading aloud of the teacher, the pupils are invited to read aloud too, so that encourage pupils' participation, which takes the focus off to the teachers as the only source of information, but they immerse themselves to the text. All pupils should have their own copy of the text, so that when teacher or whoever take turns to read aloud, they can follow along. When teacher modeled reading the text, learners can read in order in which they are setting, as in parang wrap-around strategy, continuing around the room until the next is finished. Or they can have a popcorn style. When the other learners stop reading, other learner can begin. Teacher would demonstrate reread particular words if it is difficult to pronounce or word you want to emphasize with its meaning. I think this is the strategy that is typically practiced already by teachers, only that its efficiency are not documented in the local setting. So, and to what extent the teacher engaged in such activity. For me, personally, it is better to analyze or not analyzing at all. So if we put in an action research and then we'll analyze the result, then it is worthwhile. In addition, I copied the suggestion or the what Dr. Macabago said this morning. In addition, while reading aloud, teacher can make cataphoric and anaphoric references. It's very noteworthy, okay? It's madali lang naman, no? What is in there in the field area, we can make cataphoric and anaphoric. And I think we will capacitate our co-teachers in doing those things. Or maybe teachers can also do it already because madali lang naman. It is presumed that since all approaches is interactive, participative, and learner-centered, it is easier to assess if learning is really taking place. All approaches uses three strands: the listening, the understanding, and writing, and the instruction is inquiry-based. Graphic organizer, the pyramid structure, and the power-up intervention strategy will be used as assessment tool for virtual learners, while the face-to-face groups will be assessed through the field area reading assessment tool and the power-up tool by ABAN. The baseline is the field area result from 2019 to 2020, but then if it is not credible already because of the 1-year gap during the pandemic, an additional assessment shall be conducted. Since this is a proposal, so we can still revise whatever. The final assessment shall be conducted after a 5-month program, and then the data shall be gathered from the specialist assessment tool, printed and reproduced by the teachers, adapted from the tool made by educational experts. Of course, we cannot do it with our own, but we always copy the things that made by the experts. We will just test its validity and how our learners respond to it, and if there is improvement of their influency and comprehension. A combination of quantitative and qualitative data should be used for fast learners through their write-ups and personal interviews. As a finale, I think, or I'm sure, I presume that the 5th grader teachers are confident that this Project Read program will surely improve the reading comprehension and fluency of diverse 5th grader learners. Thank you very much for listening. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for your presentation on the Project Read. A virtual applause for Ma'am Ruth. Now let us proceed to the presentation of Ma'am Maria Ellen Rose Samoya, grade 6 teacher of Maramag Central School, on her reading innovation, Read and Spell Anywhere. Virtual applause for Ma'am Samoya.
Di ka magpakita sa mga nawang?
Play lang ko nga nagamit kasi mo account.
Sige. Sige na.
Dili lang kita na.
Sige ka mag-uwi. Pangutan na sa, am I here?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Am I here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, good afternoon. I am so sorry. I am using the account of Ma'am Maria Denya Matabalan because I cannot join the meet using my own account, sir.
It's all right, ma'am. Thank you, Ma'am Denya, for letting Ma'am Samoya.
Good afternoon once again. First of all, my high respect to our school's district supervisor, Dr. Lelani T. Combate. Ma'am, good afternoon. A pleasant afternoon also to all the principal of Maramag 1 District and to our very own school principal, Dr. Jocelyn D. Parajang of Maramag Central Elementary School, and to my fellow presenter and participants for this first day of Reading Congress. Have a pleasant afternoon, everyone. So I am the presenter of the grade 6 level for the Reading Innovation Proposal for this school year 2021-2022, entitled Read and Spell Anywhere.
na. The next thing.
So during this time of COVID-19 pandemic, children who struggle a lot in reading can be provided with array of learning opportunities for them to continue to learn amidst the limitations caused by the pandemic. This innovation, Read and Spell Anywhere, can really gain pupils' interest in reading, expand their young minds, and give them new opportunities to learn, grow, and be inspired every day, regardless of their location. So, reading and spelling a single word a day is learning new words and expanding the learner's daily vocabulary. According to a paper from the University of California, Berkeley, exposure to new vocabulary leads to higher scores in intelligence tests. So if learners can understand the written words, it helps them learn to listen more. It develops their language skills and their mind grows in its ability. So with this innovation, I can really help my learners, most especially my struggling readers, to perform better in reading and will lead them in more assurance in how they can speak and write, as well as giving them the confidence that leads to the increase of their academic success despite the COVID-19 pandemic. For my methodology, the teacher first will inform first the parents and the pupils of the daily activity to be done in Read and Spell Anywhere. Then the teacher will then instruct the pupils to make a medium-sized drop box and label it vocabulary box. The teacher will send one word a day through text messages, class group chat, and pupils messenger. So once the pupils receive the message for that day, they will write it in a strips of paper, practice reading and spelling the word, then look for the definition of the word using the dictionary, Merriam-Webster's application on their phones, or searching the internet. On the fifth day of the week, the teacher and the pupils will have a video call or video conferencing. The pupils will then read and spell the 5 words being sent to them from Monday to Friday. After reading and spelling the word, pupils can read and drop the words into their or points to be added in their scores in their English module. If ever the pupil did not read and spell the word correctly, the word written in a strips of paper will not then teach the pupils on how to read, but the teacher will send to the next 5 days of the week. Lastly, the teacher then announce and give rewards to the top 10 pupils who got the most number of correctly read and spelled words every end of the month and at the end of the school year. And that's all. Thank you once again. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Samoya, for your reading innovation, Read and Spell Anywhere. I think we are already done with all the reading innovations proposals and implementation from Maramag Central Elementary School. And we are now ready to listen to the reading innovation proposals of the other schools as well. So I think let us hear first the presenter from Basecamp Elementary School, Ma'am Allen Rose Makugay. Ma'am Allen. Please turn on your microphone, ma'am. Turn on your microphone lang. Nakamute ang imong microphone, Ma'am Allen. Okay.
Okay na, sir?
That's better now.
Okay na, sir?
Okay na.
Ah. Sugo. Okay. So, to our Dynamic Public School District Supervisor, Dr. Leilani T. Combati, and to our guest speaker, and to all the school principals of Maramaguan District, the panelists, and to my co-presenter, and to all the participants, so good afternoon. I am Allen Rose M. Makugay, Teacher 1 from Basecamp Elementary School, at the same time, Reading Coordinator of our school. Next. Okay, a reading intervention proposal of Basecamp Elementary School. But before that, we will have what is reading? So we all know that reading is a multifaceted process involving word recognition, comprehension, fluency, and motivation. Reading also is a tool of learning, although it is a complex cognitive process of decoding symbols in order to construct or derive meaning, but like all languages, it is a complex interaction between the text and the reader, which is shaped by the reader's prior knowledge, experiences, attitude, and language community, which is culturally and socially situated. Reading also improves our skill. The more we practice, the better we will get. If we want to become a good at reading, read. So some people find it easy, others find it difficult. So no matter how you feel about it, it is important to understand the value of reading and why we should always make it a part of our life. So in Basecamp Elementary School, we have 82 non-readers, 200 frustration readers, and 89 instructional readers, and 72 independent readers. That is based on the result of the school year 2019-2020 field array as reported by our class advisor. So that is why the Basecamp Elementary School come up with a reading program called Basa Pag-asa. This Basa Pag-asa, an abbreviation that states paglilinang sa abilidad ng pagbasa na may gabay, alalay, suporta at aksyon sa hamon ng edukasyon. This Basa Pag-asa, this aims to help all the different kinds of readers in the school, from the non-readers to the independent readers. This program has 11 levels, and each level has assessment tool to check the reading level of the readers. What are those the reading level approaches? The level 1, Alphabetic Principle. This alphabetic principle, the learner should have a background that letters have names and they have different from each other. The level 2, the phonemic awareness, the learner will be test their ability to hear and manipulate sounds in words. Meaning, it is identifying beginning sounds, the segmenting or separating words into individual sounds and blending individual sounds into words. The level 3 will be the Marongko approach which is the Filipino reading approach. So in this approach, in just 3-letter sounds that you will introduce, it can form more words. For the level 4, the fuller approach. This is an English reading approach. All you have to do is that you will introduce all the letter sounds. For the level 5, those basic sight words. This is only focuses on a few words at a time until the student memorize the entire list. And for the level 6, fry sight words. So this level, the reading level of the children will improve, but also with their correct spelling ability will also test. For the level 7, which is the short stories, in this level, the children will begin to read short stories. And in this level, we can test their comprehension level by giving them basic questions about the parts of the story that they will read. And for the level 8, 9, 10, and 11, this is what we call the cafe check or approaches. The comprehension check, so in this level, the comprehension level of the children will be tested by reading some short stories or passages, but this time we will involve a HATS questions or the higher order thinking skills. So in order to them to test if they really understand what they read. And we also know that comprehension occurs in all the stages of the reading. The before the reading, the during, and the after the reading. And for the level 9, the accuracy check. In this level, the children can already read all the words. And in this level, the skill that must be mastered is that they can read and learn. And for the fluency check, that is a level 10, this is a bridge to comprehend, and however, not all fluent readers can comprehend well. Yes, that is true. Because in some cases, the focus of the readers are on how the words are sounds, rather than extracting the words that they read. And last, for the level 11, which is the expanding vocabulary. In this level, play a fundamental role in the reading process and contributes greatly to our readers' comprehension. So, on the materials that we will be used, this reading intervention will collaboratively made by all the personnel in the school, including a parent representative. So for the level 1 and 2, we will be crafted by the kindergarten teachers. For the level 3 and 4, that is by the grade 1 teachers. And for the level 4 and 5, the grade 2 and grade 3 teachers. And for the level 6 and 7, by grade 4 teachers. Level 8 and 11 by grade 5 and grade 6 teachers. But this will be done collaboratively by their grade level parents representative. It is craft contextualized learners materials to make it relevant to the learners. So each level will have an assessment prerequisite in the next level. Why it is prerequisite? Because we prepare different level in order to test the reading level of the learners. Varied means of verifying the results. And of course, for our pre-implementation, we begin with pre-reading assessment. Of course, we will assess our readers. And then the next is we will be group those learners, the non-readers, frustration, instructional, and then the independent. And then after that, we will have a preparation of our reading materials. Sa katuna da yung all the levels nga mo ang gi-prepare. And this is my action plan during the Brigada Pagbasa. So we will have the activities, the planning, identification and classification of the learners, the preparation of the reading materials, and then the orientation and the introduction of the program to the parent, and implementation of the reading interventions, and the last will be the assessment or the evaluation of the students' reading level. So I think that's all, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Allen, for the presentation. Ma'am Joy Parajan with the comments. You can now turn off your microphone, Ma'am.
Yes,
Allen.
yes, sir.
Very good. Kasi video ay.
Okay, let us now proceed to the next presenter from Maramag South Elementary School. We have Ma'am Divina Tabuhara and Ma'am Sharil Aliasgo. Is Ma'am Divina around?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, using the account of Ma'am Janet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, to present to us the reading innovation of Maramag South Elementary School entitled TikTok Reading Challenge. We have Ma'am Divina Tabuhara and Ma'am Sharil Halayasgo. Virtual applause to them, please.
Okay, maklaro, sir.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Makaroon.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Divina B. Tabuhara together with Ma'am Sharil Halyasgo, and we are to represent Maramag South Elementary School, supervised by Ma'am Janet Pidakot, our school head. We are here today to present our project proposal for reading intervention here in our district, Maramag 1 district. Okay, first, we would like to state the problem. Okay, as elementary educators, we mold learners the foundations for their entire academic growth, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But today, please let us focus more on reading. We know that because of the pandemic, the teacher-learner face-to-face interaction has been prohibited, and it surely affected academic growth of every learner. That said, the proponents sparked an idea to intervene and pose a challenge to distance learning. We named our project Parental Involvement to improve reading ability of grade 1 through TikTok challenge, where we would utilize parental help and associate meaningful learning with modern technology. Okay, so the TikTok reading intervention is a project funded by the proponents to develop and strengthen beginning reading through the use of TikTok and parental intervention. This will comprise 6 months, 2 of which are intended for assessment. So the first month for the pre-assessment, 4 months for intervention, and the last month is for the post-assessment. So further retention and mastery.
Okay, for our methodology, before anything else, we, the project proponents, should undergo training and personally innovate. Technical checking like exploring TikTok features, devise simple reading materials for parents, and the like as the project launches. First,
First, the parents will attend orientation at school to get clear instruction for the program to be properly executed. The project proponents are tasked to instruct parents on the needs, procedures, and results of TikTok reading intervention during this time. The pre-assessment schedule for learners will be also discussed. For the month of September will be intended for the pre-assessment of the 30 prospect respondents in grade 1. Here, the proponents will assess individual learners and create baseline data necessary for the conduct of the TikTok project. After this, the parents will be given reading tasks comprised of 1 or 2 specific lessons for retention and mastery. The allotted time for intervention implementation covers 4 months, the month of October, November, December, and January respectively. This will finally be concluded with another evaluation, the post-assessment. Immediately after, analysis of results will be rendered. The following are the examples of our reading tasks. In its simplest form, to be taught to the parents. We will thoroughly teach them how to teach their offspring in the most efficient time possible. So these are the examples of our reading tasks. During the intervention, there will be monitored assessment at the end of each reading task per week. Using the TikTok app, learners are encouraged to engage virtually and display their learning. The parents will assist the learners with a given TikTok video and do it on the specified lesson necessary to be completed. The output will be submitted to the teacher or the proponent weekly. Once it was done, we will be given token to those who actively participated and recognize top-performing learners. Hopefully, this project will be initiated and we would be very happy if you will suggest any concerns regarding the propagation of this project proposal. Thank you very much, and once again, good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Maramag South Elementary School, on your TikTok reading challenge. So a round of applause, virtual applause for the 2 presenters from Maramag South Elementary School. And now, the last but not the least, is Ma'am Cornito around? Okay, fresh from vaccination.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Am
I loud and
ma'am,
clear?
kumusta ang bakuna?
Okay na, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. To present to us the reading innovation proposal of Campuan Elementary School, this is already their second reading innovation. So, more reading innovation from different schools. To present to us the reading innovation entitled Leap into Phonics, LIP, a phonics-based instruction using Microsoft PowerPoint pre-recorded lesson. We have here the proponent, Ma'am Silinmar Corneto, Teacher 3 of Campuan Elementary School. Ma'am, your time now.
Thank you, sir. So may I present my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Visible na, ma'am.
Okay, so my respect to our Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Leilani Tano Kumbate, school principals of Maramag 1 District, to our dear panel of experts, teachers, a pleasant afternoon to all. So I'm Stelimar Biones Montes Cornito at Teacher 3 of Campuan Elementary School. So at this juncture, I will present my reading innovation proposal entitled Leap into Phonics or LIP, a phonics-based instruction using Microsoft PowerPoint pre-recorded lessons. According to Good et al. 2001, strong literacy skills are the utmost critical skills students accomplish during their formal school experience. There are strong parallels amid the importance and value of solid literacy skills such as writing and reading and improvement in school and life. According to Clark 2006, the person's ability to read contributes to successful education, employment, and citizenship, whereas the cost of depraved reading and writing skills could be catastrophic. Hence, the mastery of literacy skills is critically vital for students since those who establish strong literacy skills are well positioned to thrive in all curriculum areas. So this is according to the Department of Education and Training 2018. Today, phonics instruction receives much attention when educators discuss the ingredients of effective programs to teach children to read. Research has, over more than 2 decades, has confirmed the importance of phonological awareness and its relationship to reading acquisition. Reviews of the literature found in Herford et al. 1993 indicated that the presence of phonological awareness is a hallmark characteristic of good readers, while its absence is a consistent characteristic of poor readers. Therefore, it is important and interesting to review phonetics lessons so that reading teachers can learn more about it and determine whether these lessons live up to these statements. The proponent believes that this innovation holds promise of placing reading instruction on a more solid footing and ending the periodic upheavals and overhauls of reading instructional practices. So this is according to National Reading Panel 2000. However, today's new normal brought a new challenge to the learners, especially to the teachers also. The teaching and the learning situation has changed. Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, the Department of Education has remained firm on its stand that learning must continue. Thus, the DepEd implemented various learning modalities or LDMs to ensure the continuity of learning among learners. So this is according to Department of Education 2020. But due to the poor internet connectivity among schools in Bukidnon, the division implemented the modular distance learning in which students are offered self-learning modules or SLMs. To further enhance the learning of students using the SLMs, the proponent will design a pre-recorded phonics lesson using Microsoft PowerPoint as an application as a remediation tool in enhancing the phonological skills of learners of Campuan Elementary School, specifically from kindergarten to grade 2 level. This innovation will use these data gathering tools such as the phonics sound assessment tool and a table of phonological awareness level. This reading innovation consists of 3 stages of implementation plan. The first is the pre-implementation, followed by the during implementation and post-implementation. So under the pre-implementation, there will be the conceptualization of the reading innovation proposal, the preparation and submission of reading innovation proposal for approval, and then the parent and teacher orientation regarding the reading innovation, the conduct of pre-test assessment, and the finalization of list of pupils with low scores to alphabet knowledge assessment. During the implementation, this will include the administration of the pre-recorded lessons, which involves 2 phases, vowels for first quarter, and the second will be the consonants from second to fourth quarter. Administration of pre-primary dictionary as a supplementary material will also be utilized. Monitor the effectiveness of lessons by collaboration among parents regarding the pupils' performance. Documentation and preparation of report of accomplishment and results, and the conduct of the post-test assessment. So during implementation, there will be conduct of PTA meeting to report the accomplishment of the said innovation proposal project, and then the preparation and consolidation of monitoring and evaluation report and observation, the submission of the reading innovation proposal or the accomplishment report, the creation of action research, and the submission of research to any online international journal. So this reading innovation will use two sets of phonics instruction lessons, and this will be a non-print and print material. The instructional material to be used in this reading innovation is a teacher-made non-print learning resource which made use of Microsoft PowerPoint. So there will be 20 pre-recorded lessons encompassing the 20 letters in Sinubuanong Binisaya. And all these illustrations were originally illustrated and contextualized by the proponent, yours truly. The Canva and Adobe Photoshop application was also utilized for illustration enhancement and the animation. So these Microsoft PowerPoint pre-recorded lessons will be converted to MPEG 4 video for the learners and parents to view offline in their homes without internet. So video will also be uploaded to Teacher Celine Mar Facebook page and YouTube channel for those learners who have strong internet connection at home. So this pre-primer picture dictionary is great also for kindergarten through second grade as a supplementary material for this pre-recorded lesson. So it is in Sinubuanong Binisaya, so all the illustrations are consistent with the pre-recorded lessons made. So it has 104 primer words with pictures in Sinubuanong Binisaya from letters A to Y. So this dictionary will serve as a supplementary material in viewing the pre-recorded lessons. So this will be the sample of one letter. So there are many parts including the introduction of the letter, and then the giving of the different pictures starting with letter A and so forth. So these are my references. And thank you so much for listening, and God bless us all.
Thank you so much and congratulations, Ma'am Limar, for this innovation. At last, we are already done. Napabay mahabol nga mag-present from other schools. So kung wala na, I think we are now ready to listen to the suggestions and comments and recommendations from our one of the panels, Ma'am Joy Parajang.
Sir, tangguan ako pabasa.
Tanan na. Tanan. Kay magatapo ko tanan.
Okay, good afternoon once again, presenters of this afternoon's activity. Pila ito ka presenters karong hapon? Karong hapon pila yung presenters?
4, 5, 6.
Okay, now based on your presentations and as what I said this morning during my time, that all your presentations are really aiming to almost eradicate illiteracy in our district in support to our Basa Maramag program. no, tanan man gyud nga mga activities tong gihimo to improve the reading level of our pupils. But as what I have said, let us take into consideration sa mga factors nga angayan natong i-consider. Example, mostly man gyud karon o katong ipangkuan na mga the use of gadgets, no? The use of gadgets man gyud kasagara. Dayon, what if to those pupils who don't have those materials for them to use? What shall we do with them? So, ang angayan natong buhaton is we are going to make some modifications on the activities that we are planning to implement, or make some modifications on the activities that we have implemented so that everybody can access of the programs that we are aiming for. Now, example, diri sa kang Ma'am Eileen man siguro to, Ma'am Eileen nga Samoya, no? What if a pupil has no CP, katong maghimo og kuan, katong mag-send siya og word through i-message niya, i-text niya. What if a pupil has none of those things? Unsaon man sa bata paghimo ana niya? No? So, make some plans na makiter po nato na siya. No? Makiter po nato na siya. Dayon, ang bata kung wala pud siya ganang Miriam dictionary unsa may iyang himuon, wala man siya ana niya, so unsa may himuon sa bata, no? So kinahanglan nga naagi siya kanang one alternative for that matter. Dayon katong reward nga gikuan ni Elaine, katong gimension ni Elaine, katong reward, kinsa man ang mo kuan ato, kinahanglan imong i-specify, Ma'am Samoya, kung asa nimo kuhaa ang imong i-reward, ang fund for the reward monthly that will be conducted monthly, no? Specify that clearly in your program. Now for dito ta sa ni katong sa basa pag-asa, no? Grabe gid kayo ila kay kanang all-in-one reading innovation, Sir Mark, all-in-one, dili lang kay 3-in-1, kundi all-in-one, comprising 11 approaches, with all the grade levels being catered. Wapo gid kaayo, no? Wapo kaayo gyud. Dayon, ang ilang procedures are sequentially and comprehensively stated for proper and effective implementation of the implementers, guidance of the implementers, no? Dayon, pero naalang ko diri gamay nga pangutana, no? Ang period of implementation ani sir, kabalo ko nga kuan kaning year-round gini sir, year-round. Okay, for the entire school year. No. Dayon, in the preparation of those, in the crafting of those materials to be used for the kindergarten teachers, they'll be crafting their own materials to be used. Kaning kuan siya sir, ang ilang i-craft nga materials kadtong mga kuan, mga unsanay ka ng kimuunon sa teacher nga mga IMs. O mix na ay kanang unsana na ay mga non-touch, mga touch o non-touch, no? Kay aron nakita po nato karon ang kuan kaning sana kanang atong panahon karon, no? Kung kinahanglan dili gid ang natouch sa isa dili matouch sa uban, no? Kay aron nga no contamination will occur. Oh, no? So dili gid matouch sa uban, ikaw ra gid makatouch ana, no? So diri naay collaboration, dili lang work sa isa. Kung dili work, it is a collaborative effort of stakeholders, both the internal and external stakeholders. And to the other presenters, thank you for your very nice presentations. To Ma'am Roth, kinsa pa to gani karon? Si Ma'am Samuya, si Ma'am Silinmar, o si Ma'am Silinmar, okay kita ayo iya pod. Mga gwapo magid inyo tanang presentations, worthy of replication. Ha? So grabe na gid kay ta. Kita sa District 1 we are very sana kanang blessed to have with us Sir Mark. Pabata-bata rin siya pero bata gyud, no? So Sir Mark, we are so happy nga niya ka nakiguban sa amo kay hubugon gid mo namo og kaning mga mga research, mga innovations. Kay dili na gid moingon nga dili ta ka maghimo, no? Kamauna gid tatanan, kamauna jud tatanan. Ma'am Nining, daghan gid kayo unsa kay itong gi-require sa ato? O master teachers will have to, sa ganito akong gipahimos ninyo, big books in kung ato big books unta to pero wag na himo kay wa na lang pud nako sir, wa na lang sa nako kay wala koy panahon pag kuan. No, so karon dili na gid pwede kay kamaon na magita. So sa pagsugod sa ato proposal. So after sa proposal, pa-approve nato dayon himuon na din nato ang tanan. Let us observe the proper protocol, ha. Dili kay ning implement nata nga wa kay balo imong school head kay ma-recommend gid hinuon mo din ma-approve ana magkuan nato, ha. Okay, so far so good and congratulations to all of you, to all of us.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Joy, for the comments and suggestions of the reading innovation presented this afternoon. So it's now my time to also give my comments and suggestions for the presenters. I'd like to start with the presentation of Ma'am Ruth Perez. Is Ma'am Ruth around?
Yes, sir. My pleasure, sir, to listen. Thank you.
Although I have not read the full manuscript of the research, but this reading innovation is really katong giingon ni Sir Said ganin in compendium of all the strategies na diri ni sulod na siya diri na differentiated reading strategies are already embedded in this reading program. I'm just worried about your face-to-face implementation. It's alright siguro sa virtual kay natin makuha nga mga bata nga mo enroll for virtual reading activities, but for the very limited nga tong 5 to 10 learners, I still doubt if your school will allow that and the IETF will allow that, especially that these are minors. Good for the high school, they can cater that because there are already learners whose ages are 15 and above. But for elementary, it's really very difficult. Good kay siya kay differentiated na imong strategy nga gisulod aning imong project read, and although mas focus siya sa reading aloud strategy. And I like also your way of assessing the reading level of your learners using the pyramid graphic organizer. From pwede ka mag-start sa 1 word, 2, 3, 4 until, or 1 sentence, 2, 3, or paragraph in a pyramid approach. So thank you, and I'm so excited with this project read also to be implemented in your school. So thank you, Ma'am Ruth, for this information.
Sir Wendell, can I share the manuscript to your email then?
It's all right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so let us now proceed to the reading innovation of
Lagi ka ibubuha sa kang di maklaro ang likod. Saan yun?
Ang gibler.
Saan pa ba?
Naradre.
Ay, okay. Okay, ano ko din?
Yes.
Okay, gana ka dito sa ako, inigtanaon ta ka, ikaw rin dyan ang focus, walay abot ang likod.
Oo, di ba?
Blur
Ganda.
ang tawag.
Blur, hindi siya. Full blur.
Sige, sige.
Sorry for the intermission. Okay, for Ma'am Samoya. Ma'am Samoya. Asa na si Ma'am? May exit na. Actually, for Ma'am Samoya, I am really very excited with the vocabulary box. Nga reading innovation. Although, read and spell anywhere. Although, simple na siya, tanawon nga title, nga innovation. Pero kung tanawin mo siya yung procedure, dito ka mamay sa vocabulary box niya, which is already expanding the vocabulary of our learners. I can really remember when I had my experience in an international school where my Korean students are really obliged to memorize 100 words per day to increase their vocabulary level. And kaya sa mga Koreano nga dili gani nila English, dili gani nila kuan ang English, they're just here in the Philippines learning for the English and nakaya nila, then why not for the Filipinos as well? So it's really good to expand vocabularies. This is mo na ni siya ang last part, comprehension, no? Ano to siya, ang pagpa-expand na lang din sa atong vocab. Yes. So
What if lagi kung walay cellphone ang bata, hindi siya makasend ng message.
kuan, they can for not using the internet or the other means, you can make use of the teacher made letter alphabet dictionary or a dictionary by alphabet lang, by letters. Dayon schedule lang din siya pag kuan. Pwede na siya nga teacher made nga dictionary lang, localized po siya nga dictionary para mas ma-cater gid nimo to mga learners nga walay mga mobile phones, walay internet, and etc. For Ma'am Cornito, okay. Grabe ka teki si Ma'am, no? Kaya na nag-share mga pre-recorded nga mga video presentations in teaching beginning reading. Although they just cater the kindergarten to grade 2 learners. So I hope that kanang iyang video. So okay lang siya, just give us data of how many learners nimo ang struggling or non-readers or frustration in your manuscript, and the distribution of your participants from kinder to grade 2 learners. Then I'm just worried on how are you going to conduct the pre and post test sa imuhang kuan. Then in your pre-implementation, during your implementation phase, si phase 1 which is on vowels and phase 2 which are for consonants, siguro the time frame from first quarter to fourth quarter is already very long to learn that one. So I think we need to shorten the time so that mas pas ang pag-learn sa itong mga bata in terms of vowels and consonants, because they're already grade 2 learners nga kanang reading recipients na to aning kuan. Dayon, just like to suggest that all your videos should be submitted for quality assurance from your school to the district para iwas issued ka sa copyright, especially that some of your videos will be uploaded to YouTube. Dayon, dili na ta ma-issue dayon. I will no longer give comments to Basecamp presenter because I am one of the crafter. I just let Ma'am Joy give her comment. And lastly, thank you for Maramag South Elementary School for coming up with a TikTok challenge. I really like the title, not picking, dayon talking. But later on, as I read the manuscript, it is utilizing the TikTok application. And I think medyo naalang ko yung apprehension gamay because we will be using learners, mga bata. And siguro basig masubjecta dito sa Privacy Act. Dito sa Data Privacy Act. By the way, na remember when we also submit scripts for reading, please never include the names of our learners. It's all right to have it learner 1, 2, 3, but not the names of the learners. Kay makuan ta ato sa kanang privacy yapon. But going back to this innovation, basig makuan ta sa Child Protection Act nga may mo silang subject niya ang atong mga bata sa TikTok kay of course it's online, makitaan sila dayon this is a reading ability, then si bata struggle pa siya while utilizing the TikTok. Then basin lang sa Child Protection Act dito ta medyo dakong issue kay kuan siya.
Sir Mark.
Yes, ma'am.
We will make our own kanang TikTok. So
lang siya.
MSIS TikTok challenge. So para ra gid na sa amo
Okay. Because while I am very worried of the TikTok application, I am also suggesting ka medyo murag mas dali siya sa inyo ha. Okay, ang imong title is Taking and Talking. So, why not create a Starbucks or a reading box baka ha? Or bitong surprise lang siya by level gyapon siya nga box, although tagsa-tagsa. Dayon kuha siya sa box, then mo po din to iyang itok o i-read to niya tong unsa niya card baka yung nakuha dito. So at the same time it's manipulative, it's also game type kay box man, surprise. Ayun kuan talking na yun. So you can still go on with the title with his TikTok, Taking and Talking, but not anymore utilizing the application because we wanted to protect the rights and we wanted to protect our children. Also, sir. They might be subjected to any criticism later on because of the reading program that you are implementing. Siguro i-change lang gamay nato.
Okay.
Ang box together with the module padala sa parents then mo na din to ilahan. Just give them the process through the weekly home learning plan. You can have that the reading plan, the weekly home learning plan niya inyo siyang makuha.
Okay, taken, sir.
So thank you, ma'am. It's just a suggestion. Anyway.
Okay.
Thank you so much to all the presenters. We are really delighted of your presentations and very excited in the full implementation of your reading program. Remember that the battle for this program is not yours alone. Dili lang ikaw. We are with you. Please also look for support from our other stakeholders, external and internal, for the success of the implementation of your program because it always takes a village to raise a child. You cannot solve the problem nga ikaw lang yun. Kananta, tinabangay ni siya nga program. So in the next Congress maybe, then we will be asking you for your full implementation of this program. Hopefully, implement na yun na to siya. Dayon, siguro soon, we will be coming up with a reading journal nga a compilation of all reading innovations and interventions in the whole district of Maramag. Makita na dito with you as the proponent and kanang innovator of such reading program. Thank you so much to all and God bless us all. I will now be returning back to to Ma'am Charlotte for facility for this. So,
Thank you so much, Sir Mark Donio, for sharing your expertise in the field of research and innovations. And at the same time, let me say thank you also to all the brilliant presenters of Maramaguan District. I understand that the awarding of Best Presenter, Best Concept Paper, and Best Innovation will be announced on Friday during the closing program. So reminders from the admin for tomorrow's session, only the presenters and the members of the technical working group will be given the link. And other participants are encouraged to live stream in Facebook instead. So we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you, everyone. See you again tomorrow with Ma'am Selimar Briones Montes Corneto of Camp 1 Elementary School, the facilitator for tomorrow's session. Now allow me to leave you with this quote: do not fear going